Just about a few days ago, or 1 or 2 days ago, before yesterday, we started talking. And my group, the former minority group, started talking to some of them also. And so we, most of us, if not all of the 15 in the, it could be 16 later, no? Most of us look at the Senate as losing, it's a losing battle. Parang lahat ng aligasyon na binabato sa kahit isa lang sa amin, parang yung Senado ang natatamaan. So, yes, at around 1:30, I, together with my 4 colleagues, went to see him. And he was with Senator Joel Villanueva. And they were together. And we told him about the resolution. And I'm not sure if he was aware.
Enzo Recto, kalaban ang katiwalian at kasinungalingan, kakampi sa katotohanan at kabutihan.
Okay, first of all, congratulations. Can you take us behind the scenes? How did it happen? How did you suddenly become the new Senate President? People felt that was so sudden. Anong nangyari po, sir?
Perhaps the best, really the best persons to ask why this came about is Senator Lacson, Senator Soliri, Senator Hotiveros, and Senator Ligarda. They were my colleagues in the so-called minority mythical pipe, sabi nila, parang basketball team, you know. But let me put it this way. Siguro, this will be a good chance for some of our leaders in the Senate, or former leaders in the Senate, to face or look at the allegations being hurled against them without having the Senate in the fray. Right? Ibig sabihin, pagka ganun kasi at the moment, kaya nung pinag-uusapan naming 5 yan, we were thinking of the reputation of the Senate, kung pintasan yung mga leaders namin, kung pintasan Senado eh. The Senate is ganito, the Senate is like that, So I think that was a trigger, and it will give a good chance to our leaders to address these allegations.
But then you got 15 votes, no? And there are articles that say who voted for you. It's not out in the open, but at some point, you're bound to know who's in the majority. Why did some of those who voted for Senator Escudero as Senate President, they voted for you? Bam Aquino, Kiko Pangilinan, may iba rin na bumoto, pero ang nangyari, they voted for you, the Tulfos. How did that happen? What was the deciding factor? What convinced them?
Just about a few days ago, or 1 or 2 days ago, before yesterday, we started talking. And my group, the former minority group, started talking to some of them also. And so we, most of us, if not all of the 15 in the, it could be 16 later, no? Most of us look at the Senate as losing, it's a losing battle. Parang lahat ng aligasyon na binabato sa kahit isa lang sa amin, parang yung Senado ang natatamaan. So we all wanted to preserve the integrity of the Senate. Perhaps that is the core of the topics, or the core of the conversations that we were having. And then of course, I don't think everyone was satisfied as far as the chairmanships were concerned. Maraming factors. When you talk about the leadership of the Senate, there are many factors to consider.
So number one, the contractor issue with former Senate President Cheese Escudero was one issue. Him receiving donations from a contractor mentioned by President Jr. But you're saying it's his leadership style as well. Hindi lang yun.
No. I'm not saying that. Each Senate President has its own leadership style. So I would not dwell or delve into that. No. You see, as a matter of fact, mas mabuti if I would not dwell into the specifics, because the transition was very smooth. I do not want to say anything that would diminish the way the leadership was run in the last so many in a year or so, because Senator Escudero was elected way back, no, not just the election during the before the SONA of this Congress. He was the Senate President in the 19th Congress, in the third regular session of the 19th Congress. I'm sorry.
No, I understand, of course, because you wouldn't want to speak ill of the former Senate President. I understand that. Did you and Cheese Escudero, were you able to speak with each other before the actual transition?
Yes, Luis. At around 1:30, I, together with my 4 colleagues, went to see him, and he was with Senator Joel Villanueva, and they were together, and we told him about the resolution, and I'm not sure if he was aware. Joel was definitely aware, and some of the other members of the Senate were aware. The Senate President, Senator Escudero, did not seem he was aware until a few hours or an hour or so before that. No, he was not aware of it the day before or the night before. So when we arrived, he was very accommodating. You know, it was just like the way we meet each other when we see each other, even before up to the present.
So he was caught by surprise.
It's my deduction. I'm not sure. It could be. He could have been caught by surprise.
Okay, that's one. My next question is, there were talks that President Marcos Jr. really preferred you to be Senate President and not Cheese Escudero from the onset. What are your thoughts? Is that accurate? Did
Who
he
said
tell
that?
you that?
Who told you that?
Well, it's right now in the research I'm reading. So I don't have a personal source, but then I want to ask you if that was true.
Possible, because even at the start, possible, because during the campaign period, if you monitor the campaign, the rallies that we were having, the president introduces everyone, one by one, and endorses everyone. When it comes to me, he always mentions that I was former Senate President, and when I was Senate President, everything was calm, everything was in order. He says that. You know, and we were together. We were together for 6 years in the Senate, aside from the fact that we'd known each other since before. So he probably, I have his trust and confidence, perhaps, because of that, because he will not mention it in the rally. He will not talk about me in the rally if he didn't think so. I always thank him profusely for doing that, because he reminds the people of what I have done before.
Okay, my last question is, what is your promise to the people? This may be the last, I mean, if you don't mind, you are the longest serving senator at this point. Tama ba, no? Longest serving ka na, sir.
Yeah, the
Mario,
longest serving and the Jurassic senator from 1992.
Oh, diba? Ikaw
And-
so this could be legacy, right?
Yeah.
This is your legacy.
Yeah, even if I can run for re-election in 2031, Senator Lacson and I have agreed already that by that time we will be both 83 years old.
Oh, diba?
So we would rather,
Yeah,
relax,
yeah.
retire. No? So,
What is your promise? Ano ang pangako ninyo na liderato? Given you said it, people are enraged. Tama kayo doon, galit ang tao.
oo. As I have learned before, the task of legislation is found in cooperation, and rather than competition, compromise rather than confrontation. That would give a better work from the Senate to deliver for the people. So my promise would be the same as I promised when I was Senate President, and I believe I was successful with that. We will make sure that the Senate is independent. It will not be subservient, but cooperative. We will make sure that we are balanced, transparent, and sincere. And that we can promise not only to the President but to the Filipino people.
Bunyog, bunyog, halikan na kasama ka. Bunyog, kapag buklod ay may pag-asa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, isa ang pananaw. Sa bagong Pilipinas ang bunyog, isin sumisigaw.